Good afternoon and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. We are live for the Matchday 4 deadline. Of course, we have unlimited transfers, so there is going to be a lot to talk about. We do, of course, have the new qualification booster as well in our disposal or itinerary for this week as well. So there's a lot to discuss heading into Matchday 4. Let's put it this way. I am in a room that is that's pretty hot. I've got all the windows closed because obviously the noise outside will be too much. So for that alone, I need some likes on this stream because it is already pretty hot in the room I'm in. Like, I'm already sweating and I've had maybe the window closed for about a minute. So it's going to be a very sticky stream. We're going to be live up until the deadline at 4 o'clock. Of course, I am still tinkering around with my team, making sure that all the picks that I have selected are going to play, are decent picks. Potentially could get the qualification boost, which of course we do have active for this game week. If you did watch my team selection video, you will know that. And of course, if you are new to the channel as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 15,000 subscribers before the start of the new FPL season. So if you do enjoy any of the content or enjoy my wonderful little face, then make sure to, of course, hit that subscribe button. Taking a look in the chat early doors, we've got King JR who says, "Hi Tom, hope you're doing well." I'm doing decent. Like I said, a little bit hot in this room, but hopefully it doesn't get too warm during today's stream. Someone says Monterrey will beat Dortmund. I definitely think there might be a few shocks along the way. We've seen how good South American sides and kind of, you know, that's technically American, but you know what I mean? So the South American, those on that side of the world have been doing exceptionally well, especially the Brazilian ones. So I think there might be a few potential upsets along the way. Andy, one of our channel moderators, he says, "Hi all, hope everyone is enjoying the summer." Or winter, depending where you're from. Yeah, if we've got any Australian viewers, it is winter there as well. I'm doing good. For people asking me how I'm doing good. Like I said, a little bit hot, but I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty confident. You need to get a fan. The problem with a fan is it would then make noise, and I don't want that to be picked up on the mic. But yeah, I might have a look at a fan when I go shopping after today's stream. I think, you know, I was in bed last night and it was really hot. Yeah. So yeah, maybe a fan needs to be picked up this week. Jessica's in the chat as well, one of our channel moderators and members as well. Of course, if you do want to become a member, hit the join button as well. It costs 99p. You get yourself a little bit of a shout out, and you know, we make some friends as well. Hi Tom, I don't play World Cup Fantasy much, but I kind of need options. Well, that is what we're going to be able to do for you guys today. We're going to give you options. We're going to talk about my team. We're going to talk about, of course, the new chip and the best time to play it and everything like that. So yeah, you're going to come away from the stream feeling pretty good, I reckon, with your team that you're going to be lining up with. Like I said, if you are an already existing subscriber as well, get your votes in for the poll. How many players are you having from PSG? Looks like 4 is winning pretty early doors. And make sure you're liking the stream as well, as it does push it out to more people. So hopefully we can get as many likes as possible as well. That'd be great to see. But let's start off then. Let's take a look at how my team is lining up then for this match day. Now, I've made a few tweaks and changes from the team that went up in my team selection video yesterday, and those changes are going to be Jan Koto from Dortmund coming in at 4 million, under 5% as well. The other changes is going to be Desiree Doué for Vitinha, and we have swapped out Jan Sommer for Weverton. As people pointed out, if both, you know, Edison and Sommer went through, they would then actually play each other in the quarterfinals. So I didn't want to have clashing goalkeepers for that. So thank you very much for pointing that one out there. But yeah, this is how the team is currently lining up. There is one player that I would like to get in there if we get, you know, solid news throughout the deadline that he's going to be playing, and that is Ousmane Dembele. Apparently he's fit and available for the game, but whether or not they risk him straight away, I don't think so. I don't think he just goes straight into this team, to be honest. So that is what we're lining up with. As you can see in the top left as well, we do have the qualification booster active. So that is going to be on as well, picking up an additional 2 bonus points for every single player that qualifies for the next round. And as you can see, some people are questioning why I've got Igor Jesus in there. He's 4.1 million, and yeah, he gives me an alright captaincy option for the first game. That's simple as that. Then we'll switch on to Enzo. Then we'll probably go for a PSG player, probably between Hakimi and Kvaratskhelia. When we see some predicted points come out, that's probably where I'll decide who I want to go for that one. Then, of course, we've got Bayern Munich a little bit later in the day, so we can switch through Elise and Kane. Then we have the Dortmund of the last game, I believe. So then we probably would be going Inter, then probably Haaland, and then looking at the Dortmund one. So yeah, this is how the team is lining up for match day 4. This is it. Probably the only tweaks I would make is trying to maybe get Dembele in here somehow. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll definitely try and find a way potentially. Should I hold Suarez? No, I'd get rid of Suarez. You've got unlimited transfers. Make the changes. Thoughts on Enzo Fernandez? Has a decent chance to score, assist, and I think the Chelsea could edge in a tight game. Yeah, I think probably from the Benfica-Chelsea game, maybe pick just one asset, and I've selected Enzo Fernandez. I think him or Delap, I think at 6 million is a pretty decent buy, considering a lot of us are probably going to be looking at a Haaland and Kane. I think, yeah, maybe a Delap is the other forward I was kind of toying around with as well. Gary says, let's go, Tom. Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this game. You know what? For the ups and downs of this game, it has been enjoyable, and making content for you guys as well has been cracking. We finished the season pretty much at like 13.5k. By the end of today's stream, we're probably going to be on 14.2. So we've gained like 600, 700 subs as well from doing this content, which is exactly what we want to see. So yeah. I have Valverde and Di Maria. The thing is, with the Real Madrid game, I do think they're heavily favourites, and the bookmakers are suggesting that. But I don't know which asset I want to pick from. And the reason I'm leaving myself open to some Real Madrid action, is what I could do is I could very easily drop Kane to Mbappe for the next round. If like Mbappe's fit and available, I want to play Mbappe against Dortmund if they were to progress, then I can obviously make that switch. So we do have that in the back of our locker as well, to potentially move to some Real Madrid. And we could also probably move one of the Dortmund defenders on to like a Garcia or whatever. Trent, yeah, I just don't think... I think the more premium defenders, Svensson, Mendes, Hakimi are probably more bigger priorities, to be honest. So yeah. No 8 Nuri. I genuinely just don't want to play Pep Roulette, so we're going to... I'm already paying Pep Roulette with Foden, so we're going to go with Edison and kind of keep ourselves... yeah. A little bit safer. A little bit safer. Barcola, I mean, I've been toying with Doué and Barcola. I'm kind of waiting to see any sort of predicted PSG lineups. So if anybody has got any, please send them to me on Twitter. But yeah, I think maybe Doué starts ahead of Barcola. I just can't predict what that PSG kind of one is. I could just maybe go for Vitinha. We could probably then upgrade some other players as well if we did want to go for that one. Do I think Jan Kodu will start? I think he will. He started the last 2 games, so I'm feeling pretty confident on it. Jamie's in the chat. Let's go. Hope you're doing well. I'm ranked 909. Very nice indeed, Jamie. You always do well at fantasy games, so yeah, good to have you on board, man. Good to have you on board. What are you making of the team so far, Jamie, and how's yours lined up for this game week? Thoughts on Joe Bellingham? I don't mind him as a cheap option. The only concern I would have is Julian Brandt is their captain, so I do think he will probably play at some point. Like, I genuinely do think he probably will play. Hello, mate. What do you think about my squad? Change your goalkeeper already. Drop that 4 million goalkeeper. It's just not worth it. Rest of the team, I probably wouldn't have Mateus Nunes either. Mateus Nunes and the goalkeeper are probably your problems there. 8 Nuri and Veverton, or Fran Garcia and any other goalkeeper except Donner. Probably Edison. I like the Fran Garcia move. I think the Fran Garcia one makes more sense to me. Yeah, I probably would lean more towards that Fran Garcia setup one. That's how I'd probably look towards it. Of course, like I said, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button. Massively appreciated as always. We'll do some team reviews in a little while as well, so do keep those getting sent to me on Twitter. I mean, the thing with Darmian is he's nowhere near 5%, so we're probably going to get 2 rounds of him, probably being at less than 5%. I'll load up FOTMob in a second and see what the inter lineups have been like. Will Muller play? I don't think Muller will play. No, I don't think Muller will play. Maybe off the bench, but yeah, I think with him starting the last group game, I think he'll probably be benched. 8 Nuri is really, really tempting. I think if I wasn't probably taking some other gambles, I maybe would be tempted to take a look at 8 Nuri. He could be one of those explosive players that does really, really well this game week. Dembele is one that I have looked at. Yeah, I've looked at Dembele. I have looked at him. But yeah, do get your team sent in to me. Let's get FOTMob open very quickly. Where's Inter? Where's Inter? Where's Inter? Inter. Here they are. What have they been going with? What have they been going with? So River Plate 2-0 win. This is how their team lined up at the back. DeMarco, Dumfries, Darmian at centre-back. He could be a decent shout, to be fair. Has he played all their last games? Has he played all their last few games? 90... and then a no-minuter. Yeah. Whereas Darmian has played 82... He's played 83, 90, 90. But the thing with the Darmian one is he could have only played 90, 90 because obviously he played here for these games. Let me just check that very quickly. Because if that is the case, then we might need to have a little bit more of a tinker around. Inter... Where are they? Inter Milan. There they are. So yeah, where was he playing against Awara Reds? Where was he playing? See, this is the thing. This is what I was worried. Oh, no, he's playing centre-back again. They played Henrique there. So that is fine then. That gives me a lot more confidence in Darmian. Yeah, I'm happy to stick with Darmian now. No worries, Andy, mate. Is top 5,000 okay? Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent position to be in. Obviously, we've still got some swings and some moves left, but I think there's around like 180,000 people playing, so not bad going. Not bad going. Who will score in the under-21s final today? Probably Harvey Elliott. Add an extra couple mil to his price tag. What about DeMarco? Yeah, DeMarco's not a bad one, but I think the reason I went with Darmian was the fact that he is under 0.5% selected. But DeMarco's not a bad shout. He's not a bad shout. Darmian is injured. Look at FOTMob. I mean, we're going to go and look at FOTMob, and we'll go and look at all the Inter sources. Oh, yeah. Let's head over to Inter Twitter then. What's the thing called? Let me find Bobby's Twitter. By the way, if you don't follow Bobby, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I know he will have tweeted the Inter one somewhere. If that's the case, we're looking for a new defender. See, this is the beauty of going live. You just find new news, new sources. That Inter? No, that's PSG. Maybe he's not tweeted an Inter one. I swear he had. Okay. I'll try and find it on my phone. I'll have a look. But yeah, that's one we're going to have to probably swap out then. Right. Who else have we got from Inter then? This might potentially change how the team looks then. Because now what we might do is change Edison for Sommer. Because I have 5.3 million. We can't afford any of the other defenders. So yeah, that's a slight problem. So let's do this then. We're going to have to do that now. So we are going to do Sommer here. Oh. Jan Sommer. And then we've got enough to go to 8. Oh, no, we don't have enough to go 8 Nuri. We're going to have to find someone to drop. Oh, why is this not fun? So I'm 0.2 off being able to do that, which looks pretty decent. Damn. Yeah, we're like 0 point whatever off being able to do that, which is a shame. 0.2 million, so we're going to have to find a cheaper goalkeeper. Who have we got in the goalkeepers? Because I would like Weatherton, but he's not under 5%, so it's one of those. 4.7 million, who have we got that plays? I guess we'd have to go John and really stack Botafogo and hope that they go through. But I do like Palmeiras as a side. I do like Palmeiras, but we will lose 2 players straight off the bat if we went John. We would lose 2 players if we went to John. Because if Botafogo go out, we lose Igor Jesus and John straight off the bat like that. Maybe we take Due out. Maybe we drop Due and go back to Vitinha. Maybe we drop Due. Maybe we drop Due down. Go back to Vitinha. Then we've got a little bit of money. We've got 2.2. So we can upgrade John to whoever we want then. What is a team that we've not really covered off? Probably I'd go Kobel maybe. I don't know. Kobel? I'd be tempted to go for Kobel. But then we've got 1.4 million, so we can upgrade Jan Kotu anyway and move him on. I don't mind that. Okay. The team's taking a little bit of shape. Now we've got 5.4 million to find a defender. So yeah, now we're looking here. What do you reckon, guys? Any defenders? Any defenders that we could potentially go for there? DeMarco, someone's flagged on FOTMob, looks out injured. So yeah, I'm trying to find out how reliable that is. Piquez could be the one from Thingy. We potentially could maybe look at him. I'm not dropping Svensson. If you've watched Svensson play football, my goodness gracious me, the positions he gets into is ridiculous. Stanisic, do I really want to go triple buy-in though? Because then I'd have a quad versus a triple next week. I can't afford Dumfries. I guess we do probably need maybe like another defender. Fran Garcia is not a bad shout. I don't mind Fran Garcia. Yeah, I don't mind Fran Garcia. According to Gazzetti dello Sport, Matteo Darmian will be fit. Have you got... I'm going to go Google that. I'm going to go and have a look at that. But yeah, if that's the case, then maybe he goes back in. I don't know whether or not he's going to play. You know, obviously Dembele's back in, so is he going to play? Sweet child of mine. Let's have a look. Darmian. I still have a wild card, so any differential 1 game week punts. Maybe look for a few players that, like, I would recommend highly stacking with teams that have, like, the favourite odds. That would be the advice for me if I was doing that. So, I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. This one, potentially. So, I'd look at this. Who's got the highest probability of the wins? Stack with your quad chip. So, City quad, probably a PSG quad, and then maybe throw in, like, Inter, Bayern, Dortmund. Yeah. I think I'll probably do that. So Inter, Bayern, thingy like that. Inter, Darmian. Let's Google Darmian. See if he's fit and available. Purely for attacking returns. It would be genuinely purely for attacking returns. Darmian. Matteo Darmian. News. What are people saying about Matteo Darmian? Ex-Man United veteran to be fit for FIFA Club World Cup versus Fluminense. Apparently he's going to be fit. Cool. Problem with City is you have no idea who's going to play. Yeah. It is the gamble with Manchester City. It is the big gamble. But yeah, we could just drop Darmian back in. We could just drop Darmian back in now. Because looking at that news source, it is suggesting that he'll be fine. And then we've got 5.8, so we can go and get whoever we want. So 8 Nuri can just drop in there. So yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad lineup. Defense is pretty stacked. Obviously, his ownership's going to keep rising. Darmian's the only one we've got under 0.5% selected. Kobel at 11. Sommer at 24. Yeah, there's just not going to be any ones, but I think at least with this one, we'll have players that that should potentially get through. Like, all these teams probably should win, but here we are, I guess. Yeah, I think City probably do have the easier game, but yeah. Someone saying, why don't I just put in Dumfries? I mean, if I can find a way to do that, I will. But I don't think it's possible. Denzel. Then if we drop 8 Nuri down. Oh, hello. Hello. That's much better. Alright, let's do that. I like that. Okay, that works. That works. That works quite well as well. Oh, why I hate that the game has to revert your transfers to get them in. Alright, I don't mind that. I actually think that's pretty decent. We've actually got a little bit more money. We probably could go for Anton, who's maybe a little bit safer in terms of his minutes. We've also got 0.6 in the bank, so maybe we could look at who else could we use that money on, really. Yeah, I think Couto will play. He's played the past 2 games, so I think he will play. Thoughts on Savinho? He's been great for City. I just think there's a lot. City, any City players are going to be big gambles, aren't they? Di Maria's not bad. What you think about Fabian Ruiz? Yeah, I don't mind Fabian Ruiz as an option. That could be a decent one. Under 5%, I think, as well. So I might potentially be tempted to select Fabian Ruiz ahead of Vitinha. Because Vitinha is 22. Whereas if we went for Fabian Ruiz, we have that chance. Because I asked this question earlier on Twitter, right? Where's Fabian Ruiz? Am I blind? Am I blind? Where the hell's Fabian Ruiz gone? Dembele Barcola. Am I blind, guys? Oh, it's because I've got E set here. So yeah, Fabian Ruiz, under 5% selected. Played 90 last game, 35 that game, and then I think he played 90 in 72. But I am tempted to whack him in here because what we then get is we do get another player under 5%. So we have that midfield spot under 5%. PSG have probably the best probability of getting through. And I was asking this question earlier on Twitter. If a player, let's say a player under 5%, only scores 2 or 3 points, then gets their bonus from this chip, does that then make them over the 4-point threshold, meaning that then they'll get an additional 2 bonus? Now, I would say with most normal games, probably not. But this is this broken-ass game. So, yeah. But yeah, there we go. It is a broken-ass game, but I think it's worth asking the question, isn't it, really? If that is possible. By the way, we are steadily approaching 14.2k subscribers. So hopefully we can do that by the end of today's stream. So if you are enjoying it, make sure, like I said, you are hitting that subscribe button. Will Mbappe play today? I think he will be back within the squad. Yes. Vitinha is on pens. It depends if Dembele comes back in, though, doesn't it? Depends if Dembele comes back in. But I don't know. We're still... It genuinely is a broken game. It is a broken game where it probably would work. Where something like that would work. Can you give me a Bayern defender? I would probably say Stanisic. Or Stanovic. Whatever his name is. Yeah, we can bring Vitinha back in. Vitinha. Let's bring him back in for now. But yeah, that's how we're rolling. We've got 0.6 in the bank. I could be tempted to maybe put Anton in there, potentially a little bit safer in terms of minutes. That might be the play. Maybe just go a little bit safer with our defender pick. Because what's his minutes been like? 90, 90. I mean, he has played back-to-back 90s, so I do think he's quite a strong pick. Yeah. Igor Jesus, yeah. I mean, he's playing 90 minutes, but he's just a cheapie, isn't he? He's just a cheapie chip. He is just a cheapie chip. Vitinha is normally taking pens over Dembele. Wow, okay, maybe we do just keep Vitinha in then. Penalty taker. Let's not just risk it then. Favourite City midfielders? I really like Foden. That's why I've kind of taken a little bit of a punt on Phil Foden for this week. Reinders played 2 times 90 minutes, 1.6% selected. Again, I think that's going to be the thing with every single City midfielder. The problem I would have with Ryerson is he actually played as one of the centre-backs within the 3, and it was Svensson and Kuto that were the more wing-back roles within the system. So Svensson, I think, is... not Svensson, sorry. Ryerson has probably lost some of that appeal with him playing within that centre-back position. Gonzalo Garcia, not a bad shout. Again, though, depends on Mbappe's situation. If Mbappe's back, fit and firing, probably don't really want to have him as an option, I would say. But I'm feeling pretty happy with that as a side, you know. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that. We've got a little bit of money left in the bank, but overall, I think that is a pretty decent side. Let's make sure we got the right goalkeeper playing the right day. Yeah, we have. Yeah, I feel pretty happy with that as a side. I think, yeah. I don't think there's anybody that... Like, I look at that team and I think maybe there's one position that's a bit weak, and it is Igor Jesus. But at 4.1 million, in a game where I don't really know how to call it, I think why not maybe just have him as a cheap option because of what he allows us to build with the rest of the team. And the other forwards we are missing out on are going to be Delap, Garassi, Martinez. Now, all of those could go off, but yeah. But yeah, I like this team. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this team. I think this is a pretty decent team. I'm happy with it. Yeah. Doué is needed, in my opinion. He will score big. I guess, though, the thing if we went for Doué is we would have to, like, drop a goalkeeper, basically, or lose one of, like, Denzel Dumfries. Like, that's the trade-off, isn't it? That is the trade-off. Will you get a scouting bonus on Igor Jesus? No. He is quite popular because a lot of people have been talking him up. especially me. But yeah, he's at 12%, so we're not going to get any scouting bonus out of him. Can you still change your captain many times? Yep, you can change it unlimited amount of times, so don't worry about that one. Delap or Estavo? Ooh, I think I probably would prefer maybe Delap. I do probably favour Delap. Will Musiala play? I think he probably maybe will. I think he'll be back within the side. I've seen a few models suggesting Gnabry though could be a spicy pick for this week. I have seen quite a few models suggesting that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Thank you for getting the stream over 50 likes already, guys. We're absolutely smashing it out of the park with the likes, with the subscriptions as well. So you guys are killing it. What about Dembele? Yeah, the thing with Dembele, let me bring the Dembele one up. This is on Bobby's Twitter. I've got Bobby's Twitter open. Let me just refresh it. So this is on Bobby's Twitter. This is what he tweeted. From L'Equipe. Ousmane Dembele is ready to face Inter Miami. Now, what does that mean? Is it going to be he's in the starting 11? Does that mean he's going to be off the bench? Because he has obviously had some time out. So I'd think, would you rush him back for a team that's a bit, no offence, not one of the big boys left in the competition? Probably the weakest opposition you could face. I think maybe it's probably going to be a cameo appearance off the bench. I reckon maybe around 60 if PSG are comfortably winning. He might float himself on. But if you maybe Miles back, he could be worth that little bit of a gamble. Pio Espinozo. Who the hell is this guy? I'm going to go find him because I've never heard of him. I have never heard of this guy. So, SPO. Apparently he doesn't come out. Oh, it's because I got midfielder selected. I mean, there's two of them. Which one do we pick? The 4.5 million one? Or the 4 million one? Because one's played 7 minutes. Oh, one's played a little bit more. One played 83 minutes. Oh, okay. 45 there. He could be an alright shout at 4 million. He might not be a bad shout. Again, though, I think at least with the first game, I think, you know, at least we know probably Igor Jesus. I'm going to be able to predict my 4 million. He's the Inter forward. It's the new Inter number 9. Okay. 4 million. Looks like a good buy. I've seen a few people maybe in the chat saying he could be the one. Harry's Army says he's in my team as well. Okay. I've never heard of this guy, so I'm going to do my due diligence, do my research. The reason I do like Igor Jesus, though, is it does give me a captain for the first game of the day. It gives me a player that I know is going to play as well. Is this week to use the qualification booster? This week or probably the semi-finals is going to be the week. So, yeah. Let's have a look. Who this guy is. Because I am curious to see who this guy is. But like I said, I think I'm probably still going to stick with the player I've got. It says Darmian's injured here. It does say Darmian's injured. But then I read that article that says he's not injured. He did start the last game. Okay, looks alright. Looks decent. Started the third game, played really well as well. Could be an option then. Could be an option that maybe people are thinking about. I think Igor Jesus is probably the popular option, and then obviously, of course, this guy is the potential differential, isn't he? Can you use your wildcard in the final game, or is it a free pick? I have a 12th man and wildcard left. Yeah, you can wildcard into the final, but I don't think that's maybe the best shout. If you've got that wildcard left, I think use it first game for the game after this one. Set your team up, heavily back one-sided fixtures, and then yeah. and then wild card out of it. 100% starting. We need to see an Inter. Has anybody got a reliable Inter lineup? Because if we've got one, let's have a look at Flash Score. I've got one. Let me have a look at Flash Score. I've got one. Flash Score. I don't know why it puts this Burnley Norwich game up every time, but it does. Right. How do I use Flash Score? How do I get to like more games? I don't. Oh, there we go. Have you got a predicted lineup in here? Or no? Lineups. Okay, what have they got for this one? Oh, they do have him in there. They do have him in this predicted lineup on Flash Score. Does anybody know how reliable Flash Score is for team news? But they do have him in there. Am I doing team reviews today? Yeah, we'll get team reviews done about 3 o'clock. I have an Inter friend. He's got every team correct up until now. Okay. But yeah, could be a steady Eddie. 4 million could be a bit of a gamble. No Darmian in that predicted lineup either. Yeah, maybe not. Sportsmole also saying could be playing. 12th man or qualification booster this week. I think maybe go the qualification booster. Probably the highest probability you're going to have the most sides coming out of it. I think the only people that I would be tempted with the 12th man would be maybe a gamble on Dembele or a gamble on... yeah, maybe a gamble on that or a gamble on like Mbappe potentially playing. Mbappe or Dembele potentially would be the 12th man picks for me. What about Yan Kuto? Well, we can go and have a look at the other lineups on here. If they've got these predicted lineups, I like this. Handy to have it all in one place, I guess. If the website wants to work. So yeah, we can go and have a look. Where's the Dortmund game? It's the last one. It's on the Wednesday. Doesn't have a predicted lineup. Of course it doesn't. But yeah, he has played the last 2 games. I think he probably will start ahead of Ryerson. What about the Chelsea game? We've got any lineups for that one? Yeah, predicted lineups here. The lap for people looking at him. Palmer, Enzo, Madueke, Neto, James, Tosson, Colwell, Cucurella, Sanchez, Pavlidis, Di Maria, Otoglu. All the boys you're expecting. All the boys you're expecting. PSG, what have they got for this one? Didn't mean to click that. PSG does have Dembele starting. Whoo, does have Dembele starting. Hakimi and Mendes, obviously the wing backs. Dembele is in there. Does have Dembele starting, which is a tempter. That is tempting. That is very, very tempting. I can't lie. It is very, very tempting. Maybe we drop Mendes down. Pacheco. Gamble on... Like, it's the gamble for Dembele, isn't it, really? It is that gamble on Dembele. Yeah. I think if you're maybe a little bit further back, that gamble on Dembele could be very, very worthwhile doing. Could be worth doing. Lineups for Bayern. What have they got here? So Kane, Musiala, Coman. No Stanisic, is it? No Stanisic. So yeah, he's probably one that you would drop out. Inter we did. City, if they've got a predicted lineup. No predicted lineup yet for City. But yeah, they're all the ones we've got so far. But yeah, I like this young man. He could be a decent option. He could be a steady Eddie in there. Scored, played 82 minutes. I like it. Came off the bench, got an assist. He's having a good tournament. He is having a good tournament, and I like that as a move. I'm not going to look at the Botafogo ones yet because we're going to get them anyway 15 minutes beforehand. So we might as well not bother with the predicted ones. Yeah, Stanisic might not play. Yeah, probably not have him as a pick then, to be honest, if he's not in those predicted lineups. The City one wasn't available to have a look at. So yeah, we couldn't have a look at the City one, unfortunately. But yeah, how do we... Like, Dembele is a player I would want to get in, but how do we get him in is the question. How do you get Dembele in? I guess it would be a sacrifice for one of... You'd have to probably sacrifice Mendes, Foden. Mendes and Foden. He's just back from injury, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I've pretty much got your team. I think he is a good shout. I genuinely think he's a good shout. He's in that predicted lineup, so why not? Drop Haaland for Lautaro? No, I want Haaland. Yeah, Chelsea are... Like, I think Chelsea could genuinely lose that game to Benfica. I really, really don't know how to predict it. That's why I'm not going too heavy on the Chelsea. I think Enzo is probably the best pick from Chelsea right now. But other than that, I'm probably not going to go for it. Why no Real Madrid players? I just don't know how to call that game, so I think I'm just going to play it safe. We can bring in Mbappe for Kane in the next round anyway, so why not do that? I think the gap between Vitinha and Doué is much bigger than Doué to Dumfries. Fair. Mbappe news, I have nothing. I have nothing for you. Do you think Oscar Bob starts could be a great differential? I really can't comment on the City team because it is, like I said, Pep could just be a mentalist and go nuts. He really, really could. Oh yeah, I've got this goalkeeper clash again. I did this in the team selection video. Yeah, I've got the goalkeeper clash again. I mean, we could just go for Donnarumma, right? We'll just keep toying around with my team, but we could go Donnarumma. Drop Mendes. Go Donnarumma. And then we've got 6.8. So we probably would be back to 8 Nuri, right? Back to 8 Nuri, and we've got 1.1 million. Cool. But I want Mendes. I want Mendes. I do want Mendes. I think he is going to be the pick. Mendes. I want Nuno Mendes. Get him back in here. Revert, please. Get out of Donnarumma. But we've got to find a way to get a City defender in. We have to find a way to get a City defender in. Get Doué in for Foden. I think Foden could be a steady pick. Foden could be a steady pick. Let me have a wrong one. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at the numbers. So, we're at Inter. Inter have a 37% probability of a clean sheet. So does City. Dortmund have the best. City defender not essential. I mean, it would be nice though. It would be nice to have a City defender. I don't want to waste a transfer on a goalkeeper next round. I really, really don't want to waste a goalkeeper transfer. I don't want to get Weatherton either. Doesn't really excite me. I think those four... I kind of like that back line. I do like that back line. It is just trying to find which City defender to go for, I think. Right. Who have we got as our goalkeeper? We maybe could go Everton. Now we've dropped the first one. It gives us a playing goalkeeper, I guess. They have actually got an alright probability of getting through, so I don't mind Everton as a pick. Leaves us with 1.4 million in the bank, by the way. Does leave us with a lot of money in the bank. That 1.4 could be spent on trying to get Dembele in here as well. But yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Palmeiras at a 32% chance of a clean sheet. Gives me a captain for the first game. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't understand why they... I really, really don't know how to call that City lineup. That is the problem, is the City lineup. The City lineup is just so unpredictable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that is kind of the problem, is the City lineup. I want to keep Foden. I want to have double City. Vitinha could go up to Doué, though. I don't think we can afford it quite enough. So, yeah. The problem with Edison is if we have Sommer and Edison, they both go through. They both then play against each other. And then we have to pick one of them. And then probably transfer one out. So, yeah. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I was quite happy with the team. And now I'm a little bit unsure. Now I'm not so sure. Oh, my camera's not focusing. There we go. It is just a stacked team. It is a stacked team. Okay. So we have 7.5, so we can't get to Doué. We just can't get to Doué if we wanted to do that. Make your mind up. I will eventually. I could pick Edison, I guess. We've got Denzel Dumfries. Bellingham, I'm not too keen on the Bellingham pick. Not for me anyway. No, I'm going to leave Enzo Fernandez in. But yeah, this is how we're lining up for now, I think. I guess if we went for Edison, though, we probably at least would have, like, a playing goalkeeper for the next round. Like, I know we're probably going to get at least one goalkeeper play, and one of them's going to go through. So there is that retarded logic to it, where it's kind of like, well, at least we're going to have a goalkeeper playing continually. So, yeah. There is that broken kind of logic to it, isn't there? What do I think about Gula? Probably not a pick for me. Probably not a pick for me. Let's have a play around. Let's have a play around. Right, if we went for Due, what do we need to make? We need to make 0.7 million somewhere. And the options are going to be Denzel Dumfries. Right? It is going to probably be Denzel Dumfries. Is going to be the option we go for down. But at the same time, I like this back line. Maybe we drop Svensson. But I really like Svensson as a pick. Could we get to Anton? We could get Anton. We could get Anton, right? That could be the way we play this. We drop Svensson, we get Anton. Which does look a very, very appealing team. 2 defenders under 0.5. Oh. Now that is quite tempting. That is quite tempting. That's a pretty decent team. I'm pretty happy with that as a team, you know. I think I could probably maybe lock in on that. The thing is, I love Svensson. I genuinely think Svensson is a great pick. I do think he is a great pick. I do really, really like Svensson as a pick. He's very, very attacking, but he's not under 5%. I mean, Chelsea are definitely not guaranteed to win this opening game, so yeah. Yeah, it would have to be a sacrifice for Svensson. But I mean... Alisi or Kvaratskhelia? Probably Kvaratskhelia. I think it's got to be one of those first names in the team, hasn't he, really? Has to be, really. Anton isn't very attacking. That's the only downside I probably would say with Anton, is he's not a very attack-minded defender. That would be the problem with going with Anton. The under 5% thing is irrelevant if they do score, yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I guess so. Dembele, I'm struggling with Dembele. I am genuinely struggling with Dembele. Yeah, he's one of those where he could be a good pick. But at the same time, him just coming back from an injury, I don't usually like to pick players that just freshly come back from injuries. Doesn't quite do it for me. Yeah, I don't have the City defender. I know that. I know that. It is tempting. It is tempting to do this. Is Darmian under 5 mil? No, he's like 5.1 something. You wouldn't want 2 Dortmund defenders. Well, I'm going to pick 2 Dortmund defenders anyway. Like, we're picking 2 Dortmund defenders as is. Higher players at 4.7, 4.8. Yeah, I'm going to be picking 2 Dortmund defenders regardless, right? So, we're going to have them facing off against Madrid anyway. So, yeah, we're going to be taking, like... How many transfers do we get next round? Does anybody know? I think it's, like, 3? Is it 3 or 4? Probably John's your next best shout, Jessica, for the next cheap goalkeeper that plays. I mean, the thing is, Dortmund might not face Real Madrid. They might face Juve. But a lot of the quarterfinal games are going to be tough, so... Yeah. We can very easily move that double defence on, though. 4 free transfers, right? So if we've got 4, we would do Kane to Mbappe. We probably would take Anton out. And then maybe probably drop one of our PSG boys down to like a Chelsea player if they're playing one of the Brazilian sides. So, yeah, I think the 4, and with only a -3 as well, I'm feeling pretty confident on that one. Why not swap Sommer out for Edison? Both City and Inter have the same amount of clean sheet numbers. But yeah, I don't mind this. I don't mind it. It is looking quite good. But I do want Svensson in. He has looked really, really good this tournament. But I guess these are the sacrifices we're going to have to make. These are probably the sacrifices we are going to have to make, unfortunately. We don't have anybody playing in the first game, which is a bit of a bum stinger. Like I would like someone playing in the first game. I would. But unfortunately, probably not going to be looking like we are going to get one. You'll need to transfer out Elise here as well, because Flamingo are definitely winning. Probably, mate. Probably. Doué is a huge risk. I mean, he's in a lot of the predicted lineup, so we're going to stick with Doué. Chelsea's odds aren't that good of progression, so it's a fairly even-ish game. Oh, I do have someone playing in the first game. I have Weatherton. Ignore me. Ignore me. We've got Weatherton captain to line us up for tonight. I probably would, yeah. I probably would tell him. Fernandez doesn't play the first game. The first game is Botafogo versus Palmeiras. I made it in 5 minutes in work. Why am I choosing Foden over Doku? I hate Jeremy Doku. He's just one of those players that I dislike. So there. Yeah, that's my reasoning behind not selecting Jeremy Doku. I just don't like him as a pick. Igor Jesus, yeah, it was one of the picks I have floated around with. But we're going to go for the other Inter attacker. The projected goals are looking a bit better for Inter. Not even a bit, a lot better. Where are the projected goals? So yeah, Inter 2.13, Botafogo 1.14, so an extra 1 projected goal. Yeah, I'm gonna take that on. So yeah, I think that's worth the gamble. Like my 4 million pick striker, it's kind of just one of those. Like I'm not expecting Igor Jesus to go through anyway. There's a 28% chance of a win. So why would I not probably maybe stack my odds with me playing the chip this week as well? Have an Inter defender, have an Inter striker, sorry, that could play at least maybe like 1 minute, and then maybe as well get himself like, I don't know. We have got triple Inter though. We have got triple Inter, which is a bit of a problem for next week. Because then they would face off against City. But I guess all the ones are going to be like that, really. We just have to bring in some like Real Madrid players, or we've got the 4 free transfers anyway. Why Doué? I saw him in the predicted lineup. He did look really, really good in the last game. He did look really, really good. Probably should have scored as well. So I guess it's a combination of, do we go Svensson and Vitinha, or do we go Anton and Doué? You know what? It's one for the coin. It is one for the coin. Heads is going to be Svensson and Vitinha. Tails is going to be Doué and Anton. All right? Heads. Svensson. Svensson takes it, I guess. But I've not been listening to the coin recently. Right, so what do we need to find? We need to find 0.7 million. We need to find 0.7 million to make this happen. It's just not going to happen, I don't think. I don't think there's a way to get both Svensson and Due in the side. I mean, we could drop Jan Sommer. What would we have? 4.7. We could get John, but then we've not got another goalkeeper playing there. Eesh. I mean, the coin has spoken, hasn't it, really? The coin has spoken. We don't have 1.4 million to take on next week anyway. I'm gonna lock that in. I'm happy with that. We need to change our team. Where's the... Date. Captain him. Want to stick Nuno Mendes with the vice, because yeah. But yeah, that's how we're looking at the moment. Don't get John. Need him to stay under 5%. Ah, dear. Still have maximum captain, 12th man, and quality booster. What is the best order to play them in? Maybe quality booster this week, 12th man the following week, and then max captain either semis or final probably would be the way that I'd go with this. Yeah, that's probably the way I'd go with this. Yeah, I like that. That's probably the way I'd probably look at it. By the way, guys, we're only 7 subscribers off hitting 14.2k. So, of course, if you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please be sure to make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as always. We're trying to hit 15k before the end of the season. Well, the start of the new season, sorry. So, if you want to help me out, it would be appreciated. Of course, I would recommend probably getting your teams locked in as well in case the boffins at FIFA accidentally close the deadline a little bit early. Is Caicedo a waste of a transfer out? What do you mean a waste of a transfer out? Reyerson, the problem with Reyerson is he's been playing as the centre-back. Is my team locked? I'm fairly confident this is probably going to be how the team lines up, you know. Fairly confident in it. Euro 2025 women, I will not be doing any content for it. The only place that I probably will be doing content for it will be on Twitter. If you saw my tweet yesterday, we've done basically like, I want to see how good betting data is, because we always talk about it. We always take it as like gospel. But I want to build a whole team where I know, like, I've never watched the women's game. Never ever watched the women's game. And I don't really have any desire to do that. I watch enough football as is. I don't know any of the players. I don't know where I begin. I don't know what's like the best leagues or the best whatever. So I'm not going to watch any games. I'm solely going to build the team based off betting data. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to look which team's the top for projected goals, which one's the top for clean sheets. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Foden or Doku? I prefer Foden. Because Jan Cotto is playing as the wing back, Reyerson's playing as the centre back. There's your reason why. If I get him in the waist, I won't want him for the next game as he won't have quality bonus. He won't, but he's been doing all right with the tackles, so he's still got, you know, some sort of option there. Is Dembele a risk? Yeah, I think any player coming back from an injury is always going to be a risky pick, but it could work out. You never know. It could work out. Is Triple City too risky? I don't think so. I originally had Triple City. I don't mind Triple City, sorry, as kind of selections. Germany, Spain, Holland, and Iceland, all you need for the Women's Euros. I think that is pretty much how my team is stacked. according to the betting markets. Yeah, I've pretty much stacked the team full of those players anyway. So, yeah, I think we've got like triple Holland defense, double Iceland defense, triple Germany, triple Spain. Yeah, that's what the betting markets have suggested anyway. So that's what we're going with. Is Jorgensen a starter? I don't believe he is. I think it is still going to be Sanchez, but let's wait and see. Oh yeah, I've got triple Sweden as well. But I don't know any of the players. I genuinely couldn't tell you any of the players. I'll maybe show you at the end of this stream. Did I get the right Inter striker? Yeah, I got the one at 4 million. This is the one. This is the one that's been scoring anyway. This is the guy. No, there you go. Marcus Thuram is back. Yeah, I've seen Marcus Thuram being back. But I still think he will probably at least maybe come off the bench, and maybe I get the qualification bonus from the 2 points. Like, maybe that is all we're going to be looking for with him. Yeah, it's only for the matchday one. Of course, like, we have transfers in between the rounds, so it will be either not unlimited. I think you maybe get like 2 or 3. So, like, I won't transfer out the goalkeepers. I think that's pretty stupid. And then we'll probably, you know, move on. Is it crazy to double up on Musiala and Elise? I don't think so. If Musiala's going to start, then I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I mean, the amount of questions I'm like going back and forth on with Jan Couto is, yeah, a lot. But let me show you where this man has been playing. Where is Dortmund's result? There they are. He has not been playing as the centre-back. Oh, he has. Uh-oh. I thought he was. Anton, you're coming in, son. We're bringing Anton in. We've got the money anyway. We might as well just bring Anton in. Bye. Anton back in. Ignore everything I said. I thought he'd been playing the wing-back role. I looked at the wrong game. That saves us that. There we go. Anton in. He's just under 5% for now. But yeah, we've gone with that now instead. There we go. We're back. We've put Anton in. We're all good. If Weatherton keeps a clean sheet, I will just leave him as the goalkeeper for this week. If he gets a clean sheet and obviously progresses, we're just going to leave him. We're just going to leave him in the goal. Will I keep him captain, though? Probably not. The captaincy will keep moving. The captaincy will definitely keep moving. I think you're crazy. I want both Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. I just do. Exactly. I think even if, like, you know, a Spirisoto, I'm probably butchering it. I think he'll at least come off the bench if he doesn't start the game. So we're probably going to get, like, maybe some qualification bonus for him. And if he does anything off the bench, like an assist, gets the bonus, gets then another bonus, why not? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he played wing back for the past 2, but apparently not. So we've swatched it for Anton. We've got the money. We've got the money anyway, so we're all good. Problem solved. I think they'll probably go with Sanchez, but you never know with Chelsea. Yeah, you can keep changing your captain round. Don't worry about that. You can keep changing that captain round. We are approaching 100 likes, by the way, on today's stream. We've got 209 people in here, so if you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this stream to 100 likes. It would be appreciated. Like I said, it is very hot in the UK right now. I'm baking my tits off. So yeah, help a brother out, I guess. Other than Kvaratskhelia, who is a good PSG pick, Doué, a gamble on Dembele, Nuno Mendes, Hakimi, probably going to be your top ones. I don't think they'll get the qualification booster if they don't play. No, I think they've got to play the game is the way that I've read the rules. But again, this game is very, very broken. So, yeah. Ederson a bad choice? Nah, he's a good choice. I don't mind Ederson. I think you're crazy. Ah, result. We've hit 14.2k, by the way. Thank you very much for that, guys. I appreciate that. Slowly edging ourselves towards 15k, which is ultimately the goal before the start of the season. Ha! What's my leaderboard rank? We are 5.1, I want to say, 5.1k. Like, we've had some pretty iffy weeks. So hopefully we can bring it back, start doing some bits for the remainder of the season. I would probably go for the second option. Seeing where Yankutu played last game, yeah, we've been duped by him. The problem with going with Edison and Sommer is if they both go through, they're going to play each other in the next round. So there you go. Stop edging, you're on camera. What's my thoughts on Julian Brandt? He is the team captain, so yeah. I think he probably will be back within the lineup. Is that team changing? Nah, we're going to stick with this. We're probably sticking with this. I'm pretty happy with this as a side. So yeah, we're gonna stick with this. I think you're crazy, just like me. I think he should start. He's in the predicted lineup, so yeah, I don't see any reason why he won't start. What time is the deadline? It says 4 o'clock on the website, but let's wait and see. It could be in 10 minutes, knowing how this game is working. Tired today. Very tired today. Is there any other players that catch your eye? I would like Desiree Doué. He would be probably the other one. Dembele, I think, as well, would be another one I would like to have within the side, but it is what it is. What was that site you were using? It is Flash Scores we were using for the predicted lineups. So yeah, Flash Scores. Just call me baby. Just call me baby. People keep asking me about Di Maria. I think he's an okay one. I think for me it would be swapping Fernandes for Di Maria. I think only having one player from that one, yeah, would be the shout. Kobel's not a bad one as well. Reyerson played as the wing back. Mbappe's not a bad shout either. I don't mind Mbappe. Do keep your questions coming in. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, guys, do let me know. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. We will be doing team ratings at 3 o'clock. We'll do them at 3 o'clock, all right? We'll get some of those done at 3 o'clock. Options on Garcia as a differential. Don't mind it. Doué or Jude. I probably would prefer going for Doué. Tosin is expected to start. If you see an upset happening, then fair enough. But I think it's quite hard to call, especially with the qualification bonus. I'm just playing the odds, is what I'm doing. What about Akanji? Nah, I'm going to do it. How many hours? Probably 1, unless the deadline closes within the next 5 minutes, which could happen, knowing FIFA. I am honestly absolutely baking in this room today. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what will. We're approaching 100, and I'm sweating my tits off. Let's put it that way in this room. It is very hot in here. Is Triple Dortmund nuts? I mean, they are favourites to go and win the game, but yeah, they'll be a difficult game for them next round. Very hot, let me tell you that. Very hot. If that doesn't deserve a like for me torturing myself through this heat, I don't know what will. The reason I switched from Igor Jesus to the other guy is I think even if he doesn't start the game, he's going to come off the bench. Then, of course, if Inter are favourites to qualify, so you might as well back it, and he might get himself like 3 points. Whereas Igor Jesus could go out, get himself 2 points, then ends up on your bench. At least that guy you like 3, 4 maybe. If he comes off the bench and does something, you're thinking, okay, right, he's got the qualification boost, he's got his scouting bonus, he's got an attacking return. That could be quite a big mega haul just off the bench. But if he starts, even better, even better, even better, really. Very hot in this room, let me tell you that. Very hot indeed. Thoughts on Sergio Ramos? Yeah, I think just looking at the betting markets, though, you are going to obviously see that Dortmund are the favourites for that one. So I think just go with Dortmund. Any news about Mbappe? Nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. Obviously, I'll keep you posted if we do get any news. I'll take a look on Twitter. Do you do all fantasy games? I do a lot. I do a lot of fantasy games. I do, obviously, FPL is the main bulk of this account. We've done this one. We've done the Champions League fantasy. We have done EFL fantasy as well, which will probably be coming back. We're doing the Women's Euros, but not any, like, content. We're just kind of, yeah. It's just one of those. Nah, I think if Dembele was guaranteed to start, I would be tempted, but there's no guarantee of that. Did you say you can only make 3 subs this round? What do you mean only 3 subs? You can make unlimited changes this round. You've got unlimited transfers. Any news on Dembele? The only news on Dembele we've had is from L'Equipe, and it says he is going to play some part of the game. Doesn't mean he's going to start. Doesn't mean like he could start the game. It's just one of those. All right. We'll do team ratings in a minute. We'll do those at 3 o'clock. Head over to Twitter, and yeah, we'll take a look. What about Musiala? I don't mind Musiala. I think Elise is just probably the safer pick, though. Right, I'm going to have a wee, because I've drunk quite a lot of water. I'm quite hot, so I'm just going to quickly go for a wee. Then we'll start doing some team ratings. So get them sent to me on Twitter, and yeah, we'll get them going. I'm just going to quickly go for a wee, though. Back in a second. we're back. We're back. Apologies about that. We're back. Just needed to have a quick wee. Just a quick wee. Am I live on TikTok? No, I'm not live on TikTok. I don't do TikTok lives anymore. I don't do TikTok lives anymore. They're not for me. Where can I send my team? If you want to send it me on Twitter, that would be appreciated. It has just hit 3 o'clock. But yeah, just send it me on Twitter. And we'll get to doing some of these. Let's have a look what we've got. Did I wash my hands? I did wash my hands, yes. Nice vanilla soap that we've got. Right, let's head over to Twitter. Let's take a look at the ones that have been sent in then. Thank you very much for everybody that has sent in their teams so far. Here we go. Right, this is the first one that was sent in about an hour ago. Yo, Tom, here's my team. Any suggestions? 8 Nuri and Veverton or Donnarumma. Thank you for the live stream. See, the thing is, I really like this as a team. I think this is a solid setup. Yeah, no qualms with that. I think it's a really, really good team. I think just roll with that. I think that's a pretty decent team across the board. Abby has said, this is how my team is currently looking. Likely changes are Mbappe and Bellingham and Pacheco. Also could do with another PSG player, but struggling with the budget. I would rather have Vitinha than Caicedo, in my opinion. Yeah, I probably would rather have it. And Stanisic wasn't in the predicted lineup, so I probably would swap him out as well. Didn't look like he's going to be playing. Bellingham I'm a little bit concerned about with his minutes as well, with Brandt. But yeah, that's where my head's at with that one. Great stream, mate. I'm stuck in between these two. Any advice? I like it. Gonzalo Garcia, though, I don't know if he's going to play. See, the thing is, I'd probably say I like this one better, but I think maybe swap that striker for either the Inter one or Igor Jesus would probably be my suggestion for that one. So yeah, swap him out for Igor Jesus or the Inter striker, and I think you're cooking. Sanchez, there is a little bit of a doubt who's going to be the first choice goalkeeper, but I think it will be him. Rest of the team, though, I like it. I think that's a steady little looking team. I like that. That's decent. Andy, thank you for sending your team in, mate. Appreciate that one. Double Botafogo, triple Botafogo is very, yeah, interesting, to say the least. You've also got your goalkeepers playing against each other, so swap that around, in my opinion. I know you've gone for like some big hitters here, but yeah, I don't think you can be having both goalkeepers playing against each other. And I probably wouldn't be looking at like triple Botafogo either. They're not favourites to win the game either. Especially if you're going to be playing the qualification booster. So I'd probably do a little bit of work on that one, mate. I've changed my team since I sent it in. Nice. Here's what I'm currently working with. I like that. I think that's a pretty decent team, Abby. I think that's good. I'm a fan of that. Big fan of that. Qualification booster active 2. Ruiz looks to steal at 2.5% selected. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. He does look like a pretty decent option as well. There's some nice differentials within the back line. Good team. Yeah. No problems with that one. Maybe does Koeman play? There's some doubts around it, but I think he could be decent. Joel has sent his team in as well. Very nice team across the board there, Joel. Decent looking setup. I mean, if you've already got Lautaro Martinez, so probably just stick with Igor Jesus. Dumfries, I probably would lean more towards the second option as well on that one. Jessica sent her team in, the 12th man on Vitinha. I think if you're going to go for any 12th man with a PSG player there, drop maybe either Doué or Mendes and have a gamble on Dembele. I genuinely think 12th man should be a gamble on Dembele or Mbappe this week. Attacking those sub 5% players, Darmian. Stanisic isn't in the predicted lineup we looked at, so maybe just swap him out. What do you mean? I'm taking this game seriously. Mateus Nunes, no, probably for me. Sergio Ramos could be good, but again, Not really fancied. And a player against Bayern Munich, yeah, it doesn't quite feel right to me, to be honest. Any suggestions? Stanisic again, we've spoke about. Rest looked good. Triple Real. I know they're favourites for that game, but I just really don't know how to call that one. Jamie's team. He's gone for Matheus Nunes as well. I don't think I'd have Matheus Nunes in there, you know, pal, personally. Just don't think he's the one for me. Not for me. Here's my latest draft. Looks decent. It does look decent. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I am tempted to switch maybe away from Anton and maybe look at a Real Madrid defender. I think it does just give me a little bit maybe better coverage. Yeah, I am thinking about it. We might go for Garcia. If he's under 5% still, we'll probably maybe look at Garcia. Is he under 5%? Way over 5% now. Okay, I think we're going to stick with Anton and maybe just target that scouting bonus. Yeah. By the way, the game went 3 o'clock, so the deadline is still active, which is good to see. Is it crazy to have both Bellinghams? I mean, it's an option. It is definitely an option, isn't it? How many likes we got in today's stream? Very hot in here. 96. Come on, guys. We're close to 100. Let's see if we can do it. I do prefer Enzo to Neto, in my opinion. I do think Enzo is the better player. I do just think he is the better player. Fair enough, Jamie. I think you've backed it up. I think you've backed that up quite nicely, actually, as a point. 4.9 million enabler. Probably going to progress. So why not? Why not? John went up to 5.1%. Eesh. FPL mate is in the chat. Thank you very much for coming along, Dan. Hope you're doing good on this Saturday afternoon. He says our front lines are almost identical. Almost identical. Who's that one you've got in there? Have you got Igor Jesus instead of the Inter striker? Thoughts on Brandt at sub 5%? I think he could be back in the side, you know. He is their captain, so it could be worth a shout. Try Gula for Enzo. I need to look at the betting odds again, and maybe Real Madrid. Maybe we do sub out Fernandez, and maybe we look at Real Madrid as an option. Should I sell Bellingham? Depends which one. Should I spread my players across many teams? Depends what you've got in terms of the wild card. But as you can see, I have no wild card. We have 4 free transfers next week. Minus frees only. So I think you can be a little bit more aggressive in this game than probably other games as well. I don't have Twitter. Could you please rate my team? I probably would say John's not the pick now that he's gone over 5%. Double Benfica as well in a game where I don't really know how to call it. Probably would not be looking at that either. Vitinha and Foden versus Doué and Di Maria. Ooh. I think the thing that I probably would say with that one is if you're playing the qualification bonus, I probably would say City and PSG are more likely to probably get through. So you're going to guarantee yourself probably an extra 2 points. Whereas the Chelsea game, I don't really know how to call that one. So you probably are going to miss out on it. But if you feel like Di Maria is maybe going to be the better pick, like I do just think Foden is that gamble this week, isn't he? If he plays, I think he could be very, very explosive. But I probably would, yeah. I think I would lean more towards Vitinha and Foden, in my opinion. Any other forward? Maybe Garassi to potentially take a look at under 10.5 million. Do I think swapping subs and captains would be worth doing for FPL? I think the reason that people do it for these games is because, like, this game's just over the summer, isn't it? And it's a little bit of fun. It's a little bit of fun over the summer. Same with like the Champions League ones. You're maybe only doing it over like 1 or 2 nights every maybe like other week at the start of the season and then every couple months. Whereas FPL, I feel like it's a little bit more of like a chore, isn't it? And they want to appeal to the casual managers as much as possible. That is their big appeal. So setting and forgetting a team is probably going to be the way that they go. So yeah. Gula is getting many goal scoring chances. Also might get the assist. Igor, Lautaro and Kane, a good front three. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. City scares me so much. Wish they were playing. Yeah, if City were playing like today, we'd find out their lineup. I feel a lot more people would be comfortable and probably maybe look at like triple or quadding up on them. But because they play so far away, it's like, what is Pep going to do this week? What is he going to do? Kane or Lautaro? I think my team probably speaks for itself. I've gone with Kane. Am I using any boosters? Yeah, I'm going to use the qualification booster for this week. Jude or Foden? Probably would say I prefer Foden. Akanji's been totally overlooked, under 5%. There's a lot of good defenders you can definitely get yourself into for those under 5% brackets. Thank you for helping the stream get over 100 likes, by the way, guys. Like I said, it is boiling in my bedroom right now. Like, I'm genuinely... I'm sweating. I'm sweating a lot. So, yeah, appreciate everybody popping into the chat. Liking the stream and stuff like that. It is very, very much appreciated. Di Maria or Enzo? I want to look at the... Let's get Thingy's data up. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Here we go. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. So these are the expected wins, expected goals, expected clean sheets. So PSG top, City second. That's why I want double City. The clean sheet numbers as well are top for this week. Inter as well, really, really fancied. 45% for them. In terms of those projected goals, though, 1.47 for Chelsea, 1.80 for Madrid. So, yeah. I am tempted to maybe drop Enzo. I am maybe tempted to drop Enzo and see what Real Madrid player we could get in there. It's quite close between Bayern and Real as well, isn't it, really? It is quite close. But yeah, Real Madrid have actually got a higher probability of qualification as well. So maybe Enzo doesn't go through with us. Maybe we look at a Real Madrid player. Let's have a look. Who have we got? What have we got left? We got 7 mil. We got 7 mil. Real Madrid. Who can we get for 7 mil? We can get Artagula, who is currently just under 5%. He got a tackles for 67 minutes. Okay. It's just his minutes worry me. That's the only problem. His minutes are a little bit of a worry. Come on, stop lagging. There we go. Yeah. Could we get Thibaut Courtois in? Have we got enough? I don't know if we've got enough for Thibaut. I don't think we have. Is he 6? I think he's 6. Yeah, we don't have enough for Thibaut, which is a shame. Which is a shame to say the least. That would have been nice. If we got Thibaut in there, I feel like I probably would have a little bit of like Real Madrid coverage. Which looks pretty tasty. It does look pretty tasty, that. Yeah, everyone from Madrid is that tempting player is going to be the forward, isn't there, really? Yeah, Hakimi at 60%. I think Hakimi is just one of those players you're kind of just going to have, unfortunately. Sanchez, I don't know if he starts. I don't know if he starts, and the clean sheet numbers aren't quite there. But yeah, if there was a way I could maybe get Tebow in, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I feel we've probably covered very, very well there for our scouting bonus. And we're probably decently covered for the next round as well. I guess it would just be replacing, like, maybe Anton, potentially. Or Fernandez. Like, it would just be swapping out Fernandez for someone. If we wanted to get Tebow in. We'd have 5.9 million. Are there any good midfielders for 5.9 million? What are we saying, guys? Who are the best ones at 5.9 million or less? Bellingham's not a bad shout. I think I'm going to stick with what I had. Yeah, we're going to stick with what we had for now. But yeah, I do want to try and find a way. Like, Real Madrid are just screaming out to me. A 39% probability of a clean sheet. Higher than Dortmund. It's tough. It is tough. John could now fly back down under 5% with everyone jumping off of him. Oh, John. I mean, they're not like meant to win. Like, they're only just slight favourites as well. Double Brusher, but no City is weird. I mean, who do I get out of City? Really, genuinely, who do I get out of City? It probably would be like 8 Nuri, but I don't know if we can afford him for Anton. Nah. We'd have to take Svensson out if we wanted to get 8 Nuri in. It is a tempter. It is a tempter. He just looks so good at the moment. That is the only problem, is Anton does just look very, very good. I mean, Svensson, sorry. But if we were to do that, we could go and get 8 Nuri. We could get 8 Nuri. I don't mind that as a team. I genuinely don't mind that as a team. Can Bobby send his team? Poor Bobby. Dan has put his team up for scrutiny as well. All right, we'll take a look at his team in a second. But I think that looks like probably a better team. Maybe sacrificing Svensson does maybe give us the better team. It would then just mean we'd have 3 Inter players, 3 City players going up against each other. Yeah, I feel like we've probably got good coverage then. I think that maybe is the way to potentially play it. We've got good coverage across the board then, really, haven't we? Alright. I like it. I have Vinny instead of Haaland. Yeah, Vinny's not a bad shout. I had Vinny for the past 2 rounds and he finally cooked up for me. He finally cooked up for me, bless him. Right, let's do some of the team reviews. Apparently, FPL Mate has put his up for review as well, so we can go and see his team. Or he's been slating people's teams. Here we go. Right. We did Jamie's. We did that one. This is the next one we did. John, Aitnuri, Colwell, Doku. Pretty decent team. Pretty decent team across the board. Apparently, though, John has now gone over that 5% threshold. So, yeah. There we go. Anything glaringly obvious wrong with this team, Tom? There's some nice defenders in there, you know, with under that 5% threshold. I like Sanchez. I didn't realise Sanchez was under 5%. That could be a shout. That could be a shout. Due, Kvaratskhelia in there as well. Ooh. This team's cooking, you know. The problem is, I do think maybe there's a lack of inter-defence. But it depends on Darmian, doesn't it? It is whether or not Denzel Dumfries goes off. I mean, you're going to get scouting bonus and differential bonus for probably those two defenders as well. So, I like it, you know. I do like it. I do like it. It is quite a nice team. I'll give you that. I will give you that. That is a very good team. Nah, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think you're good, mate. I think you are good. Ooh, this is a strong team. Yeah, very good. Love the look of that. A lot of people have Igor Jesus as captain for the first game. Loving it. Nice. Good to see. And then the final one, Darmian, Piquez. Again, another one with Sanchez coming in at less than 5%. He could be the one, you know. He could be the one. Just switch Darmian for Dumfries, probably the correct shout, to be fair. Yeah. I just think like Denzel Dumfries has that that ability to go big. We saw that in the Champions League this season. He has that in his locker where he can produce those like double-digit mega hauls. And I think with him hovering around 23% owned now, maybe even a little bit higher since I last looked, he could be the one that could be like, oh, that's me done. You know what I mean? He could be a game changer. Darmian is still a decent shout. I do like him. But apparently some people are saying like he might be injured for the game as well. There was a news article that I read on stream earlier that said he should be fine. But I still probably wouldn't take that gamble. So yeah, I think it's good. Bunny, you got you one in there right at the end. I love it. Barella, I don't think really offers too much, so probably would be maybe looking to potentially redistribute those funds a little bit better. But yeah, I really like that Sanchez pick, you know. That Sanchez pick is calling to me. Is he still under 5%? We've got enough. Has I not got goalkeeper selected? No. He's still under it. He's still under it. Did not play the final game, but played the other two. What is Flash Score saying for the predicted lineup for the Chelsea game? I don't think we looked at this, right? No worries, mate. No worries, pal. It does have Sanchez back in here, so he would be playing. And it is a goalkeeper under 5%. Would give me nobody for this first game, though. Would give me nobody for the first game. How many changes have you made? Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Can you change captaincy every day? Yes. You can change it after every match, pretty much. Why has no one got Guirassy? I think Guirassy is a decent shout. He is really, really a good shout. But I think compared to Haaland and Kane, I just think they're two different beasts compared to Guirassy. Guirassy misses a lot of opportunities. Yeah, he does miss a lot of opportunities. You need Svensson. I mean, we've got Anton. We've got Anton. We had Svensson. We probably maybe milked Svensson for all we could get out of him. But I also saw who's City playing? They've lost one of their best players as well to injury. So no Mitrovic, who was one of their leading goal scorers for this season. So yeah, they're in a little bit of a pickle. They're in a little bit of a pickle. Guirassy has that ability to score a hat-trick. He is quite wasteful and very frustrating. But he could be one of those picks that does well. Do I think Botafogo keep clean sheet? Palmeiras are more favourites for that game. Do they have any good midfielders, Palmeiras? Because I would like some coverage for that game. Who have they got? Who are their picks? Who's been scoring well? Mauricio. Okay. 45 minutes scored. 45 minutes an assist. Okay. Okay, nobody really screaming to me there. Doesn't seem like the most sensible pick. But yeah, Sanchez with that scouting bonus could be the one that we go for in the end. What are the betting markets saying? Let's get odds checker up. Right. Palmeiras are probably more slight favourites for that one. That is not a great gap for Chelsea. Yeah. Inter favourites, City heavy favourites, Real Madrid quite heavy favourites, and then Dortmund fairly heavy favourites. So yeah, it is just picking the goalkeeper probably from Palmeiras or Chelsea. It really, really is deciding which goalkeeper to go for from Palmeiras or Chelsea, really, isn't it? And I think maybe with that scouting bonus, that could be the way to go for. Benfica could beat Chelsea, and then we're 2 players down, really. Palmeiras could also beat Botafogo, but it is only a goalkeeper, so I probably wouldn't waste a transfer on a goalkeeper next week. I just think that they probably got a higher probability of getting through. If we went for Sanchez, we also couldn't get Igor Jesus. So we can't do that anyway. We'd then have to go and get Weatherton, and then I'd have 2 players playing against each other. So yeah. Lots to think about. Is Ain't Nuri going to play? I mean, it's always a gamble with the City boys, isn't it? It is always a gamble with the City players. It's going to be a gamble, whatever, I think, really, with the City players. So, yeah. I have an anti-Dumfries agenda. No Real Madrid news. Nope. Sorry. I mean, I don't think I'm playing it that safe. There's definitely some big hitters in there. Vitinha or Doué? If I had the budget, I probably would prefer to go for Doué. I probably would. Yeah, I probably would prefer to go for Doué if I could get him. If I'm not confident on Chelsea, maybe Trubin. I mean, then, but I'm in the same position where then I've got to think, what do I do with Enzo Fernandez? Otamendi and Fernandez, or Cucurella and Di Maria. Again, I don't really like two players facing off against each other. No, I think you've got probably decent attackers. I think you've got decent attackers. Maybe we drop Sommer. Maybe we drop Nuno Mendes. Maybe we go for Donnarumma. We're bang. Then we've got 5.9. So we could go for Piquez. I don't mind that. And then we've got 0.8. But what would I do with that 0.8? I prefer the other way around we had it. Yeah, I prefer the other way around we had it. I'm just not sure about Sanchez as a pick in terms of the goalkeeper. Yeah. I'm not overly convinced by it. Botafogo was unbeaten against Palmeiras in the last 5 matches. See, this is the thing. I just don't want to touch that fixture. What's my captaincy level stick? Probably maybe like 11, 12. What's the head-to-head been saying for these? I think people have been saying it in the chat. Let's have a look. Head-to-head. A 0-0 last time they played each other. Botafogo. The last time Palmeiras won was back in 2023. Who scored in this one? Nobody that I know. The 0-0 in March. Looks like Palmeiras probably edged it on expected goals. Igor Jesus dropped to 7. Weatherton dropped an 8.1. Piquez dropped to 7.4. Okay. Yeah, Piquez and probably Igor are probably the only 2 players that make sense from that fixture. I think there is always going to be some games that we're not going to be able to kind of cover off, really. Any chance we think Ortega gets a run out? Maybe. Maybe. John is currently not under 5%. We've checked John's. Yeah, we've looked at John. We've looked at John vigorously. That sounds very dodgy. But yeah, we've looked at John vigorously. Around 40% he'll get a clean sheet. Yeah, it's pretty good odds, isn't it? It is pretty good odds for those clean sheet numbers for Palmeiras. Yeah, teams on a decent run do, of course, do well in tournaments. Botafogo did just top this group, by the way. And I guess if we're going Sanchez, we could obviously then maybe drop our Interboy and go for Igor Jesus. Oh no, I can't. I've not got the money to do that, have I? I forgot. I forgot. I don't have the money to do that move because he's 4 and Igor Jesus is 4.1. So yeah, we don't have the money to do that, which is frustrating. It is frustrating. What's the most likely upset? I think some of the Brazilian teams definitely could upset some of the European teams, in my opinion. Darmian replacements. Pacheco from PSG at 5.1. Piquez from Palmeiras. Could be a steady one. Could be a steady Eddie. Would I do it if I had the money? I would be tempted because we're going to see the lineups in like 10 minutes. And I would be tempted just to have a captain for the first game. That would be the reason I'd do it. That would be the reason that I'd do it. Yeah, Benfica beating Chelsea could be the upset. It could be the upset. Chelsea haven't looked good this tournament, have they? I think the thing is with Sanchez, though, we could pretty much lock down our goalkeeper straight off the bat. Because we'd have a player then that would be under 5%. If he gets a clean sheet, then gets the progression bonus, we're maybe talking like a 12, 14 pointer. Whereas if we went Weatherton, clean sheet, he's not under it, so 7, 9. It's the difference between a 9 and a 14 pointer. We're going with Sanchez. Pavlidis being the highest scoring striker, yeah. Garassi or Vinicius? I probably would go Garassi for this round. Am I using the qualification booster? Yeah, my qualification booster is active. It is active. So I think we might as well take a gamble with Sanchez being under 5% because we've got another goalkeeper we can go to in Jan Sommer, who I feel should be getting a clean sheet and probably should be progressing anyway. So we might as well take that gamble on Sanchez being under 5%. So yeah, we genuinely might as well take that thing. I'm gonna do that. Alright, I'm sticking with my guns. There we go. It is active. It's here. It's active. It is active. We'll captain Enzo for the first game. Just in case he does anything. Nope, it's active. It's definitely active, bro. It's just because I was sat in the transfer window. That was all. But yeah, it is active. I kind of like that. I think that's a pretty good team. I think we've got good coverage of everybody. Probably no Real Madrid's the issue, but I think the rest of the team looks pretty decent. While you use it now, I mean, we probably could get a full 11 that qualify. Like PSG, heavily favourites, boom. Then, of course, City, heavy favourites. So there's another 3 into that 4 already. So yeah, I think we've just got a high. This is probably the best week to use it. And have probably the best chance of it. I probably would go Bastoni this week. Yeah, I probably would go Bastoni. I can't afford to do Valverde to Enzo for Enzo, or I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. Don't have the money. Yeah, I think Madrid probably next week will be where most of my transfers get focused on. So probably like Kane to Mbappe. Maybe probably moving one of Nuno Mendes or 8 Nuri out for like a Garcia or whatever. Yeah, that's probably where we'll lie. That's probably where we'll lie. Something like that, I reckon. Nuno Mendes or Vitinha. Ooh, I probably would be more tempted with Nuno Mendes this week, you know. Yeah, I probably would. We've got about 20 minutes till the deadline, guys. I'm not going to do any more team reviews. I'm just going to answer your guys' questions pretty straight. Because we're going to get the team news for the next game in about 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm not going to do any team news. I'm just going to talk through stuff. Ooh. Oh. Is my team locked? Yeah, pretty fairly locked. Right. He has just dropped some more amazing stuff, to be honest. So let's go and take a look at this before we finish up. So, top teams for goals, PSG, City, Bayern Munich. We're covered there. City for clean sheets, Inter, PSG. We're fairly covered for there. Qualification, PSG, City, Real Madrid. All covered for that. Yeah, I feel we're pretty covered for that. Palmeiras up to a 41% chance of a clean sheet, though, compared to Chelsea 25, is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is quite a big leap. That is a very big leap, to say the least. So I might maybe be back on Weatherton for this opening game. Chances of progression for Chelsea as well. Qualification 55, Palmeiras 58. There's a higher probability of that. Expected goals markets for days 1 and days 2. Kvaratskhelia, Kane, Desiree Doué. That high is frightening, you know. But we've got Vitinha in there, who's still close. Nabry, Musiala, Pavlidis, Delap, Di Maria, Elise quite far down, which is a little bit surprising. I thought he'd be a bit higher. But yeah, Elise that far down is a little bit surprising. Hofran Hakimi's up here as well. I think that shows how powerful he can be. Fabian Ruiz compared to Vitinha is a big jump, so I don't think I'm going to go for Ruiz. I think we're going to stick with him. But yeah. And then finally, expected points. Piquez top for today. Round of 16, Piquez top. Cole Palmer second. Madueke, Di Maria, Pavlidis, Delap. I'm not even seeing Enzo's all the way down here at 3.57. But yeah, Piquez topping this list with that 41% chance. And the scouting bonus as well. We've got some food for thought, I guess. I mean, if we swapped him there and we swapped... I guess it's swapping Ain't Nuri, isn't it? I do think seeing those numbers, though, I think I'm going to put back Weatherton in. I think I want to put Weatherton back in. Let's put Weatherton back in for now. Captain, confirm. But yeah, also Enzo not really being on this list so far down. Yeah, a little bit surprising. But yeah, he's quite low down. But yeah, Piquez is top for this week. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Am I confident on Foden getting minutes? Yeah. To another change to your already locked team? Yeah. This is why I hate having like multiple transfers. I do hate it for that reason. Weird that Madueke is over Neto. Yeah. Weird that the data is suggesting that. Yeah, Piquez is a player I would like to get in there. Like, it is just trying to find that way to get him in, though. It would be dropping Nuno Mendes, who I feel could have a pretty monster game. So it would be dropping Nuno Mendes, drop Weatherton, and it would be Don, and then it would be Piquez, like that. That would be the play. I don't hate that. I really, really don't hate that because it gives us a captain for this game. Still got the PSG doubling up and stuff in defence. We can captain Piquez for the first game, who could go off. Who could realistically, if they get a clean sheet, qualification bonus, and his scouting bonus, that could be enough for me to like just lock him as a captain. Because if you look, he got 8 points here and picked up a clean sheet. So it would have been 9. Add that scouting bonus. That's 11 off the bat. Straight away. I think we're going to switch to that. I've made that many changes to this team. Jesus Christ. Piquez captain. Confirm. I've got enough for Svensson, someone said. Oh, don't tempt me to a good time. Don't tempt me to a good time. Don't tempt me to a good time like that. Yeah, I actually have got enough to go to Svensson. Which is the more exciting pick in my opinion. Have we actually? Oh my god, we've actually got the funds. Let's do it. Svensson was one of the first names on the team sheet I wanted to keep in. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Is my team locked in? I've said it about 5 times that I think it is, and then I keep changing it. Huijsen, Sanchez, or Weverton and Bastoni. I would probably lean more towards Weverton and Bastoni. I'm predicting a 1-0 Palmeiras last year. It probably will be now. Probably will be. Fabian Ruiz or Vitinha. I probably would lean more towards Vitinha. Am I confident that Foden gets minutes? I'm feeling pretty confident. It's a gamble, yeah, but we've got a lot of players that do see steady minutes across the team. There's probably like 2, 3 maybe minutes gambles. Haaland or Vinny. I probably would lean more towards Haaland for this week. I would probably prefer Kvaratskhelia and Mendes. I just can't guarantee how predictable Dembele's minutes are going to be. That's the only problem. What coin do you want to do, bro? What coin do you want to do? We'll do a coin flip if you want. We'll do a coin flip. I also want to check those lineups quickly as well. Match center. Have they not got the lineups? Where are the lineups? Usually the lineups are out. Are they on Flash Score? Or are these still predicted? They're still predicted. Where's the lineups, lads? Where's the lineups? I said I'd probably go for Weverton and Bastoni, but I can do a coin flip for you, mate. Heads is Huijsen and tails is Weverton, sorry. Well, it landed on heads, but it's on the floor. But it did land on heads. There you go. Yeah, I think Dembele just coming back from an injury is quite a big risk in my opinion. So yeah, I don't think I'd risk it. I don't think I'd risk it. Nice. Confident on Elise? Yeah. Why would I not be? Why would I not be confident on Elise? Yeah, I'm surprised the lineups aren't out. I thought they were going to be out. Palmeiras lineup out on X. Why is it not out on the FIFA website? Because this is usually the first place it pops up. Here we go. Starting lineups. They've filtered in. Here we go. So we have got Weatherton in goal. Pequez is there, so we're good. All good on that front. John's in goal. Tellez is there for those that went for that one. Igor Jesus is starting as well. So yeah, all the picks I think that people wanted. Probably there. They're fairly there. Yeah, they're all there. They're all there on Flash Score. Should I change Bellingham for Rios? Who is Rios? If captaincy decision comes to Elise or Kane, I will probably be looking at the data from Shardaball, who I've been like kind of flirting with on screen on Twitter. Probably see who he's got as his. Is Dembele going to start? He's going to be in the matchday squad. I can't tell you if he's going to start or not. I think probably not. Is that the team? I'm fairly confident this is going to be the final team. Yeah, I'm fairly confident this is going to be the final team. I'm pretty happy with it. I need to take a screenshot of it on my phone. Qualification booster active as well for this week. Any final questions, guys, do get them in. We've got about 8 minutes till the deadline, or if they decide to close it a bit later again for some reason. World 5.1k. There we go. I posted my team on Twitter. I'm going to be so annoyed when Sanchez is over 5% at 4 p.m. Yeah, he's definitely gonna fly up. I've seen he's in Fran's team. So if anybody's like copying Fran's team because how well he's doing, then yeah, he's definitely gonna like fly up, isn't he? Anyone else for Phil Foden? Maybe Doku. I've gone for Foden. I like Foden as a pick. Foden's my pick for this week. How much is that scouting bonus and 0.4 worth? I just really like Svensson. I genuinely just really like Svensson. I mean, if you've already got Weatherton, then probably look at Garcia. Enzo Fernandez, Vitinha potentially. Bellingham. They're my picks. They're probably my picks. Keep your questions coming in. Final 5 minutes. Any questions that you do have, let me know. Do let me know any final thoughts you are having. Bobby has not posted his team. Probably because he knows you guys are just going to copy him. He has just replied to one of my tweets, though, so maybe he is active and about. But don't just copy people's teams. Too much money spent on a goalkeeper. Fair enough. Each to their own. Each to their own. I mean, like, there's no real cheapy goalkeepers. Weatherton or John are probably your cheaper picks. But, yeah, PSG have got a good chance of reaching the final for this tournament. We're going to keep getting increased amounts of players, so might as well. Might as well for now. And it allows me to go and get Piquez in, who is a decent captaincy option for that first game. With that scouting bonus, he could be a bit of a gem. He genuinely could be a bit of a gem. Which of John will be under 5%? I reckon John probably more likely to be under 5%. Because Sanchez is in Fran's team, I think a lot of people will probably be looking at his team and then going, yeah, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to copy that. Yeah, usually I don't like to spend a lot on goalkeepers, but I think, to be honest, with the goalkeeper situation in this game, all the goalkeepers now are probably going to be fairly expensive. Whatever you pick, most of the goalkeepers are probably going to be pretty expensive, kind of chunk of change at the moment. So yeah, I won't worry about it too much. I won't worry about it too much. Am I playing any chip? Yep, we've got the, let me just quickly make sure it is active, but it looks active, is the qualification booster. So players in your team who qualify for the next round will receive 2+ bonus. So yeah, that's what we've gone for. That is what we've gone for. Can you swap players in the middle of the game week just like the Champions League? Yep. Pretty much once a game's finished. Usually in the Champions League it's per day. This is per game. So once this Palmeiras game is finished, you can swap that captain around, whack it on Enzo, enjoy yourself. Look at Bobby's team. I'm not going to show Bobby's team on Twitter because I don't want like 200 people just copying it. But yeah, I don't think he's posted his team, has he? No, he's not posted his team. Is Yildiz a good player for this week? I think they're heavily underdogs, so probably not a player I probably would select for this week. Yeah, not a pick I probably would go for this week. No worries, man. No worries. Just seeing Franz whacked in Arthur Güler. Interesting. He has refreshed. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I've seen his team. Sommer, Kobel, Mendes, Dumfries, Hakimi. It's a good team. It is a good team from Bobby. Igor Jesus is captain in the opening game as well. He's gone for it. Nice. Good. What about Doué? Yeah, Doué is a player I would love to go and grab in this team, but I just don't have a way to go and grab him, unfortunately. Yeah, there just isn't a way to go and grab him. That's just the unfortunate nature of it. I just don't have a way to go and grab him. Oh, Fran's making some mad moves, by the way, on his stream. He's just bought in Trent and then taking him back out. He's struggling, bless him. He's struggling. I'm fairly locked in. I'm pretty happy with what we've got. I think it's a pretty steady team. A couple differentials in there as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. I probably would prefer Kane for this round ahead of Vinny, but I think both are fantastic shouts. Vitinha for me. Dumfries ahead of Nuno Mendes. Yeah. Like, Foden is probably one of our gambles for this week. Espitono or whatever, the Inter Milan striker as well. Probably another big gamble, but it is what it is. We've got like 1 minute, by the way, guys, so make sure your teams are locked and loaded for this game week. He's bought in Arthur Güler. Ooh. Ho, ho, ho. Go on, Bobby, son. See FPL Dylan's team on his stream as well. Yeah. I mean, Dylan's quite a way back at the moment, isn't he? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the team we've selected here. I think this is, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, there's been obviously a few changes. We've been switching people out, in and out and out. You know, we've been doing the hokey cokey with this team, but I'm fairly happy with how we've landed up. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty decent setup for this week. Yeah, pretty happy overall. Pretty happy overall with the team. How much money do I have in the bank? I have nish. I have absolutely nothing. Nothing in the bank. Nothing in the bank. It has just gone 4, so I'm going to refresh because we might have the deadline closed. Oh, goodness gracious me. What has this game just done? Hello? Okay, I've been signed out. I've been signed out. I'm going to move to my other screen. I'm going to try and sign back in, but that was a worry. I don't want you guys, like, emailing me. Okay, I think the game might be down. Okay, I can still apparently make... Oh, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. It says I've got 4 transfers remaining, so I think the game is in the process of updating. I hope. I hope the game's in the process of updating. But, yeah, that scared me a little bit. It looks like everything is fine. It looks like the game is just updated. I've refreshed it. It says now I've got 4 free transfers. But the team that I had selected is all there. Like, everybody's in there. Everyone's locked in. I hope. Because if they're not, then we're not playing this silly game anymore. Yeah, looks like everybody's in. But it's still letting me make transfers for some reason. Yeah, the window still appears to be open. Yeah, I think they are just quite slow at updating the game. The game is just very, very broken. We've all known this, though, for weeks. But I probably would say, like, there we go. It's just clicked in. That little thing at the top means it's just clicked in. So this bit here. Yeah, there we go. It started to click in now. Boom. It's clicking in. There we go. They are running on, like, Windows 98. Yeah, they definitely are. But, yeah, it's closed. It's 100% closed. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for another cracking stream. 14.2k subs on the channel now. We're absolutely flying numbers through the door at the moment. Really appreciate all your guys' support. Like I said, before we do finish up, let's bring up the Euro Fantasy Women's team that some people were asking me about. I've been tweeting about it. So yeah, let me just quickly log in. And yeah, walk you through the team that we've selected. I have no idea who any of these players are, by the way. See if you guys can see this on screen. Only 2 minutes late this time. They're trying their best. So this is the women's team that I'm not going to make any content on. We're just going to purely post about it on Twitter. But I wanted to see how powerful betting data is. I've never watched a women's game. I have no idea who any of these players are. Like, genuinely couldn't tell me who any of these are. But all we've done is selected the top players, well, the top team, sorry, with projected goals and clean sheets, and then just selected their, like, best or most selected players. So apparently this lady is good here. She's good, and she's a good one, apparently. So yeah, we've done that. We've set up the team, and we're just gonna pretty much just go for it, I guess. So that's gonna be that. That's gonna be that game, I guess. Someone just said Bonamati is a doubt. Brilliant. Bonamati is in hospital. People are saying. Well, we better get her replaced then. We better get her replaced. Maybe I do have to pay a little bit more attention to this team. But it's all built off betting models and stuff. So yeah. Maybe we just have to swap her out, but she's so highly owned. Maybe we don't. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for today's stream. Massively appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you for all coming along. Really appreciate it. Best of luck for Matchday 4, and I will see you for Matchday 5 very, very shortly.